All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Mayhem Reacts. I'm your boy Chris, coming with another trailer reaction. This time it's the second trailer, which I haven't seen the first one. So this will be the first for me. How about that? For the movie Twisters. I have my bones about prequels and sequels, and especially like reboot sequels is basically what this is. It looks like it's Twister. Twister was an amazing movie. I think I've got it on DVD and Blu-ray probably. So interested to see what they do here. I know it's got Glenn Powell in it. Glenn Powell, I've mentioned him multiple times in some of the trailers I've watched. I know he's got one coming out called Hitman. I've mentioned him with the Sydney Sweeney film that, and him being in Top Gun. So Twisters and Top Gun are kind of the same, right? Reboots of old films, but sequels, I don't know. But he's impressed me so far. Genuinely like ruggedly, classically good-looking dude. Seems to act very, very well from what I can tell. Hitman looks like it's going to be interesting on Netflix. I'm going to watch that. If you haven't seen that yet, go check out that reaction video that I did for it a couple weeks ago. But the trailer looks pretty good. I'm interested to see that. Glenn Powell, he may be one. Sydney Sweeney is kind of one of the it girls right now being pushed, along with like Millie Bobby Brown and some others. But he's like kind of an it guy right now, it seems like. I've been seeing him pop up more and more and more. Hopefully he's deserved it. Hopefully he's earned it. And yeah, I'm excited to see this if they don't mess it up. Again, huge fan of the original movie. I remember going to Universal Studios with my wife and her family when we first started dating, and there was like a Twister experience. It wasn't a ride, but an experience down there. It was awesome. So huge fan, which means I may be extra critical about it. But guys, thanks for tuning in. This is a indie filmmaker's perspective, cinephile's perspective on art, cinema, and trailers. Let's get into this one. Okay, got some intensity. All right.
The once-in-a-generation tornado outbreak continues across Oklahoma.
We've never seen tornadoes like this before, and we need your help.
No, I don't chase anymore.
Kate, we can save lives.
I'll give you 1 week.
All right, fellas. We got PhDs from NASA, FEMA, and Kate, she's the smartest person I know.
All right. She doesn't chase tornadoes anymore, which means she did it before, which means I guess she's older than she looks, or maybe she's supposed to be. And they're already saying she's the smartest person they know. Look, I remember in the first one, Helen Hunt's character was that way. I hope that it's deserved. I hope that it's earned like it was then. And it's not pushed. And it's not told to us verbatim, like, this is a smart person. You need to listen to her. She is better than men are and everything. And again, I just, it's so cringy that's what modern cinema has become. And you almost have to have your antennas up all the time. And I hate that. I just want to enjoy film. So anytime there's like a strong female lead or any LGBTQ people in something, it makes you go, are they there because they fit, or is that the right character, or did the character earn that, or is this all pushed, and I hate that. I hate that so much. I just want to enjoy the film, but I can't help but notice stuff like that. So again, she looks a little young to be getting pushed like this. Maybe it's deserved, maybe it's earned. We'll see.
Hey, dudes. This has been interesting. Who are they?
It's Tyler Owens. Calls himself a tornado wrangler. If you feel it.
Scared of nothing and I'm scared to death.
Our crew is not like your crew.
I can't breathe and I catch my breath.
We don't need PhDs and fancy tech. Sometimes the old ways are better than the new.
Well, you can always trust a guy who puts his face on a t-shirt.
Are those fireworks?
Yes, ma'am. You got quite the reputation, city girl. You think you can disrupt a tornado?
In theory.
All right, so we got Dorothy. Dorothy's back with the technology here we saw in the first one. Okay. And guys, I don't know anything about this sequel. It is Twisters, which my understanding is a sequel to Twister. So I'm interested to see how they're tied together for sure. But yeah, very interested.
But in the field, in the moment, I got it wrong.
That's big. I'm going to just say, if this was a push for, you know, the message and strong female leads and everything, for her to say, I got it wrong is huge. So I don't think they're pushing that then. Okay. So that's a sigh of relief there. We're going to actually get probably a good movie here. We're going to get a genuine character, not somebody who's just a 10 on a 1 to 10, just right off the bat for no reason at all. So I'm excited about that, at least. To hear her say she was wrong. That's huge. That's huge.
We never had a chance.
You want one?
Are you seeing this?
We got twins! Twins!
They're combining. Go faster.
Let's ride.
It's all right to be scared. Fear's the reason you do it. You don't face your fears, you ride them.
Holy,
You ever see anything like this?
Not like this.
Hold on, hold on, hold on!
So much of me wants to see that because the first one was so good. But the first one was, to me, the first one was a fairly realistic. I know it wasn't all that realistic. Don't crucify me quite yet. It was a little out there. Okay. Especially when it came to the maps. You don't fold the maps. You roll the maps. Always roll the maps. Never fold the maps. There's a crease right through Wakita. But the first one was great. The first one had the right balance of like humor and seriousness and loss and risk and everything like that. And I didn't see anything in the first one that was just so over the top that I went, I mean, a little, you have to, suspend disbelief a little bit. But I dug it. I dug everything about it. And this one, I'm almost feeling like there's some shots in there, like with the water tower. Then you've got this and you got that. It's just such a series of, two tornadoes joining to make one. Then you got fire tornado. The only thing that was missing was Sharknado in here to me. But it felt like Sharknado meets Twister meets Final Destination. There was a lot of mix of all that happening. And again, Glenn Powell, good looking dude. I hope they don't play that up too much and don't focus on like, we got to push this guy. Or with her, like the strong female lead, we got to push her. Make it about the story. Make it something that we can watch and get into and invest our time into, because it's probably going to be a 2-hour movie. Everything now seems to be 2-hour movies. So it's probably going to be a pretty hefty movie. So make it the entire movie and the other characters that we saw that we really didn't get any screen time with, other than the dude in the back with the camera. They're twins. Other than that, we didn't really see the other characters. So let's hope that those guys develop. I mean, we had Philip Seymour Hoffman. We had countless other people that were in the first one that are notable actors, or character actors at least, that you knew those guys. I didn't see any familiar faces in here except for Glenn Powell. He's a new, fresh face, in my opinion. But I didn't really see anybody. So, there's that. I don't know. And I'm okay with that too, because I'd love to see a new crop of folks come along. Writers, directors, producers, actors alike, whoever. I'd love to see a new crop of folks coming on and quit relying on the names of people from the past that had made blockbuster films to help you get across the finish line. Say, oh, well, you know, our movie is great because we have Helen Hunt back in here, or we resurrected Bill Paxton, or we did whatever, you know, R.I.P. Bill. But no, make a good film just on your own merits. And then I want to see that. I want to see that. I'm genuinely pulling for this film. I hope it does well. I've got, like I said, a couple of concerns, not many, a couple of concerns, but what do you guys think? Do you think it's played up a little bit too much of this, you know, over the top stuff going on, or are they just trying to one up every film that's out there? Or does that seem to be in pace with the first one? I'm just thinking about it wrong because that's so nostalgic for me. Guys, would love to know what you think about the trailer, what you enjoyed or didn't enjoy about our interaction here and watching it. Again, I'm hoping no copyright strikes or anything, and I can put this out. But let me know below in the comments what you thought. Like, share, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff if you're interested in checking out more. And like I said, Mayhem Reacts is not something I put out on a regular basis. So when you do subscribe, turn on notifications so you'll be the first to be notified about when the next one comes out. Thanks for sticking around. We'll see you on the next one.